momentum was building. Another glittering prize already won.
Manchester City have won the Carabao Cup once again.
We had so much still to play for. And then the season stopped. Everything, everywhere, stopped. Time stood still. But so many stood strong. Our support turned to those on the front line. We missed family. We missed friends. We missed our city. But slowly, step by step, they began to come back. Ready to go. Switched on, focused. Some things will have to be different. Some things will never change. Because right now, we're not really here. But for this team, for this club, for this badge, for this city, wherever we are, we'll always be there.
Welcome back to We're Not Really Here. Half-time at Stamford Bridge. Chelsea 1, Manchester City 0. Not the result that we were hoping for. I know some people somewhere will be very much hoping for that result, but we shall not say any more on that. Joining me in the studio, we have got Kyle Walker. We've also got Michael Brown, and Shaun Wright-Phillips is joining us from home. Tough to take, really, I think, because it felt like human error for that first goal.
Well, it's very much human error. You know, we're controlling possession, limited to opportunities, only one shot on target, which you've seen Fernandinho's header. So you'd have expected more chances to be created from this Manchester City side after controlling such possession. But again, just a bit of creativity in the final third. And then you'd be asked, won't you, regarding the false line, no striker. But ultimately, it comes down to a mistake. As you're controlling possession, Mendy had one opportunity with that communication with Gundogan, doesn't sort it out. But it's the second phase. As you run in there with Pulic, you just take your time, just delay. It's all about delay. You've got Gundogan coming round at the same time, recovery runs. Just don't let him get the other side of the goal. And that's the biggest mistake. He gets sucked in, and that's what you do when you make a mistake. You try to put it right, and he goes very quickly. He dives in, and at that point, then there's no return. So just run with him. It was real, after speaking about him in the build-up to this game, two poor decisions from Benjamin Mendy.
Now, you mentioned possession. Man City 64%, Chelsea 36%, 7 shots for Chelsea, 6 shots for Man City, 3 on target for Chelsea, 1 on target for Man City right there. It's just not been working for us, has it? We've not been able to get that ball in and across the box. We have on a couple of occasions, but it doesn't feel like we've got anyone that's just going to put the ball in the back of the net what we need them to.
Well, I think there is people who put the ball in the back of the net for sure. You've seen the attacking options that Manchester City have, but you will look and say there's not that natural striker. But I would say, you know, after controlling possession, just that little bit more spark, moving it a little bit quicker, and creating, you know, opportunities. Can Kevin De Bruyne, can he whiz those balls in? Can they get the patterns moving? But ultimately, I think they will think, well, we've done all right. We're controlling the possession of the game. But when you make a mistake like that, there's no way back. It's a real poor mistake.
Shaun, the effect mentally on Mendy there, having made him kind of 2 errors really that resulted in the goal, how tough is it then for him to come back in the second half and have put that aside?
I think it is tough for him. It will be tough for him to come back, but at the end of the day, he's a professional player, and he's just got to play his way back into the game. I don't think he should go too far and try too hard. I think he's just got to play his way back into the game nice and easily and kind of start off from the beginning again, as what I used to do.
Obviously, the score is only at 1-0, and it is a shame to be coming in losing at half-time. But, Shaun, I think there were still elements in that half there that can bring us hope for the second half that we can turn this around.
Yeah, we can definitely turn it around. As Brownie said, we've had a lot of the possession, and we've controlled the game. And Chelsea have basically had, to a degree, sometime was like 11 men between the balls. So it was only normal. It was going to be hard for us to break them down, especially in and around the box when there is not that much space to play in.
Now, we know the attacking force that Man City possess. They've got Mahrez, Bernardo Silva, Raheem Sterling up top, Kevin De Bruyne behind them as well. But we've got Gabriel Jesus on the bench. Shaun, do you think that it's time that we need to introduce him and bring on maybe a striker that we need to get those goals?
I think at this time, I think Pep's trying to protect him a little bit. He's the only main striker that we have left for the remainder of the season. So I think he will get some minutes in the game, and hopefully he'll create some opportunities for us, especially stretching Chelsea. But I think Pep's done the right decision here in trying to protect him a little bit, if that was the reason for it.
Now, Michael, I've got a question just about the drinks breaks. We're seeing them introduced with the restart of the Premier League. It does seem to be shifting the momentum a little bit when the players get a chance just to stop, pause, have those drinks. Do you think that's something that is actually happening in the game, or are we just overthinking it?
I think it's important. I think they've looked at it, why the reasons, everyone's bought into it, and it's just that little bit of a relaxing, hydrate again, make sure everybody's okay, that little bit of detail, because we've got to remember these guys have gone really quickly back into real fast-flowing football from not having much training ground in it of time on the pitch, and it is dangerous. We are seeing injuries, so we can get that little bit of feedback. For instance, the physios can go on and check the players are okay, and again, it's just that little gap, that little breather. And I understand, but it's the same for everybody, that you can have that momentum and it can change after it, but everybody's been aware of it. It was okay the first couple of games, but it was just the tempo for me. I think raise the tempo. There's enough on the pitch to do things a little bit quicker. You see the possession's there, but it's just into the final third. Can someone make that extra run? Can someone get in behind somebody? As I say, get Kevin De Bruyne a little bit higher, creating those opportunities.
Do you think slightly, Michael, that where the false nine has worked for us in the past, but actually that here it really isn't working for us? So would you look maybe to introduce a focal point, save someone up there in the final third, do you think?
But it's brilliant, isn't it, that we're all questioning Pep Guardiola. do you actually think he's not thought about it?
Yeah,
let me just have a think. We could really put a number 9 on. I mean, it's ridiculous, isn't it? It's he's the master. He's the one. We've got to literally back him and see. We do, and it'll just take time.
Yeah. Okay, so we have got an interesting stat that's just come in here. Kyle, Statman,
Yes,
what have you got for us?
Of the last 101 games where City have been trailing at the break, we've managed to win one of those. So it's a little bit worrying, actually, when you're thinking about that and thinking about the position we are in. This City team, we know what they can do. We've seen it already with that restart. They need to come out here. They've got 45 minutes. We need a big performance from them, because we know what could possibly happen if they do drop points. This City team, with Pep Guardiola as the manager, they want to win every single game and they want to be on top every single time they go out and perform. Michael, for them as a team, for their momentum, for their mental side of the game as well, how important is picking up 3 points tonight?
It's important every time you put the shirt on for Manchester City. That's what you demand. That's a given. In that dressing room now, there'll be really serious words. It won't be a case of, it's okay, we'll settle for that. It'll be literally, I can imagine Benjamin Mendy, what's being said to him right now, because he's made those ultimate errors. And, you have to be accountable. They have to come out and maybe put it right. And as you said, it is a strange stat. We don't often see Manchester City trailing. It'll give Chelsea such a big lift at half-time. They'll be thinking, can we really do this? It's such an important game for them. But there's enough players and enough quality in that squad to go turn it around and have a fantastic second half. Final
word from Shaun. Shaun, what would you like to see in this second half then from City to maybe turn things around?
For me, I'd like to see City obviously getting back to their ways of the last game, where they had a lot of nice combinations around the box, which created chances. And I think if we get that going, the goals will just come.
Well, let's hope we do get that going indeed. Remember, you can keep in touch with us here just using our hashtag WNRH. You can also tag us at City, and then we'll be getting all our final thoughts from Michael Brown, from Shaun and from Kyle come the full-time whistle. So come back at the end of the game, and we shall hopefully be talking about a win and not a loss. Fingers crossed. See you soon.